Brothers and sisters, Costa here. What if your kids come and ask you, Dad, what really matters? What can be the answer for that? You know, kids are very smart, and when they feel confused with some situation that are going on, what they do, they approach the parent. We don't watch TV much. We'll watch the TV like once a month. And when we watch it, we watch like a Food Network or Travel Channel or basketball. So still, like my son, he has a phone, something can pop up or the other kids can share. So what really matters? In a refugee life where we were living in Zaire, currently called the Congo, our parents used to tell us that the reason why we're suffering here is because of that president in Rwanda. And they will go further, telling us that president where he's from, his ethnicity. What does that mean? They are dropping some seed of fear within our heart. And sometimes, by thinking that, they will not run even the little businesses that they were doing to help us to survive, because that president is consuming our life and we're creating fear within ourselves. So what really matters? I'm sitting in the airport, Dulles Airport in Washington, D.C. Next to me, this lady who is sitting there, very wonderful African-American lady, very educated. And we're talking, she asked me, where are you going? And I say, I'm going to Maine. And she said, where? And I say, in Maine. And she said, do you know in Maine there are a lot of white people? And I say, yeah, my brother lives there. And then we were from Africa. She kept quiet. What really matters? What really matters? I'm in Bar Harbor, that is northern Maine, a very beautiful retreat center there. We're sitting, it's time to go to sleep. And for that retreat, we assigned a roommate. And my roommate complained with the organizer that he can't share the room with me. Why? I didn't know until he told me, and until they denied him what he called his right to sleep by himself. And he couldn't sleep outside. This is the place where you have a lot of bears and other animals. So he came back in the room. For me, Christian, I know that I believe that God was working in him for another transformation. Then he came and said, do you know, I was talking with the organizer there. Not only I don't interact with black people, but sleeping, sharing room with an African American. For me, I was not African American then. I was just African because I was in the process of applying for my asylum. And then I was with the black people, and he said it's challenging to me. Because I grew up, my parents told me that black people hate us. Do you remember what I told you where we were in Rwanda, in a refugee life in Africa? I mean in Zaire? Yeah, because we were like that. We hate the president, we hate where he's from, that is northern part of Rwanda. And we hate the district where he's from, and we hate his surrounding, we hate his ethnicity. We hate finally Rwanda. Yeah. So what really matters? I'm in an exhibit in Texas, public health promotion exhibit. The lady we're talking with, and then she said, she asking us, where do you live? We say, we're living in this area when we're planning to move to that town there. And she said, why? That town is full of white. So if you hear that, what really matters? You have the privilege the Messiah is born in your tribe, is born in your area, and then you kill him. That's a spiritual privilege. I know some of us believe that that should be like that, but again, if we think about it, why? So, what really matters? In 1994, 1 million of Rwandans were killed within 100 days. By who? By Rwandans. Sudan, thousands of people were killed there. By who? By Sudanese. What really matters? All start with one person. Remember what happened to Jews with the Holocaust. They were killed by those who were supposed to protect them. They're the one who killed them. All start with one person. So what really matters? There is a battle, a severe battle within us. Within me as an individual, there is a severe battle between fear and love. That is going on and on and on. And then when I'm dominated by fear, what I do, I breastfeed it to my kids. When I'm dominated with love, I breastfeed to my kids. The question here, what do I breastfeed my kid? What type of milk am I giving to my kids? We pretend more, and this is very serious, because I lived in that way, and I know I was a serious hater for years. Even when we repatriated to Rwanda, I was a hater because I was still believing that the people from the region where that president was from his district, from his ethnicity, I was still believing that they're bad people ever in the world. And then add on the genocide. Praise God, I was delivered. And I praise God to my relatives, they were delivered on that. And I praise God for my wife because she was delivered too after losing both parents. That's another story. So, there is what I call here pretending. You go outside there, you pretend that you're loving someone, but in yourself, you have a furnace that is boiling, is on fire. And that's furnace of fear. I like calling fear that is the force that eliminates my aptitude reprehensively. So what really matters? Battle between fear and love. What if we drop fear? What are we gonna lose? We might lose, we may lose our reputation. We may lose devil. We may lose evil thing, evil thought. We may lose chains that bind us. But if we have love, we have God. And the Bible explains that clearly, that he who has love has God. And when you don't have love, you don't have God. So what really matters? It starts with one person, and then it goes like an umbrella. The same way it starts with one person, it can go like an umbrella spreading love, starting from my heart. And here I'm using my, so that when you're listening this video, use my. It starts with one person. There's a battle between fear and love. Folks, what do you have now? Are you pretending loving? Am I pretending loving and I'm not loving? The heaviest load I will have in my life is pretending loving. That's the heaviest load I have in my life. The lightest load I have in my life will be not pretending but loving. Those two things, fear and love, they come from inside out. Keep loving. Thank you.